And here we go again. And look at the mess we're in. And we don't have any freedom. They are having, and people think to be enslaved, you don't have to be in chains and leg irons. Financial enslavement is god awful.
Very
It's like
real.
cancer. It's like my cancer. It was painful, very painful.
Yeah, and it's very real, and it's in your face. And unless we keep pounding the drum, letting them know, hey, we want the new system, we want NESARA-GESARA, we want debt forgiveness, we want the new world, we want the bad guys to go away, down to the Gitmo, and be dealt with, every single one of them. See, I was just talking to another lady. Before we get started, folks, make sure you hit the pause button. Okay, go down below. There's a Rumble link. Go over to Rumble and follow us over there. QFS1776.com is, without question, the holy grail of what's to come. Okay, T-shirts. You got to get yourself decorated. This way people will ask you, what is XRP? What is the quantum financial system? What is this? What is that? And you send them where? To QFS1776.com, where they need to immerse themselves, because we're going to burn down this system down to the ground. And out of the ashes will rise the phoenix. There'll be nothing to go back to. Believe me when I tell you that. Unified TV will take over Netflix. We're bringing in the next genre of movie producers and storytellers and actors and actresses. And we're telling the story of how the world is going to be on earth as it is in heaven. GESARA NESARA is coming. Don't make no mistake about it. Gold and silver, right down below. Promo code Mel Carmine. Make sure you use the promo code. Almost $8 billion in sales. We're direct to like a bunch of mints. We are the ones that can get you the gold and silver directly to your door, okay, at the cheapest price. Don't even waste your time looking for a cheaper price. It doesn't exist. Also, our Telegram groups down below. If you want to learn what's coming and you're sort of a little scared, I understand. Believe me, I was there too at one point. Our Patriots are literally waiting for you in the room. And if you need more than $10,000 worth of XRP or $1 million worth of XRP, you come see me. Send me an email at QFS1776@gmail, and we'll get you as much as you want. Well, good afternoon, folks. It's 17 minutes to 4 here in Costa Rica. 17, you know which team we're on. We got Randy Alexander. No relation, we don't think, to Alexander the Great. If there is, we might be all in a lot of trouble. But anyway, we want to discuss to you today a little bit about the quantum financial system, this reevaluation, the fact that he went to the bank one day and he was so pissed off, he was speeding home. There was a bank holiday, if you know what I mean. And the cop that pulled him over happens to be a fan of this dude with the blue chair. He's like, oh, you listen to that guy too? I listen to that guy too. It's hysterical. Anyway, needless to say, Randy, welcome to the show, brother. What could you tell us? What happened to the bank that you bank with? Tell us what the name of that bank is. And you were telling me right before hit the record button, something in regards to Bank of America, the money's disappearing. That makes me a little bit nervous, simply because that's one of the banks we bank with. And so I'm trying to scramble and see where I could take that little bit of money I have and protect my ass or my assets. You know what I mean?
Assets.
Yeah, my assets. But anyway, welcome to the show, brother. Talk to us about the situation that happened at the bank with the bank holiday. Tell us what you know about Bank of America. Let's get a little bit into the RV, there's reevaluation, and the breadcrumbs that they're dropping. I got more people coming at me with debt forgiveness. We live in very interesting times. I believe the white hats are in charge. I believe we're watching a show. I believe there's nobody home. I believe the IRS, the Federal Reserve, the Treasury, they're all shut down. Richard Citizen Journalist keeps popping out those videos daily. Kudos to Richard Citizen Journalist and Nancy Drew out there. They're doing a fabulous job. Talk to me, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on the show again. It's always fun to be with you, Mel. I love your enthusiasm and your knowledge of all what's going on with the quantum financial and the XRP and everything. It's something that people, didn't really know about. They're hearing more and more about it. And I'm one of those people. I'm learning about it. I don't know a ton about it, but I do know through a lot of things through experiences. An experience I had about a month ago was I was at Truist Bank. Truist had absorbed from BB&T, Branch Banking and Trust of the Carolinas, to Florida, the Sun Bank, And from what I understand, they really had to merge because they both were going to be in trouble. These banks are not doing well. And I was just in North Carolina this weekend, and there were two banks, hometown banks, shut down, out of business, shut down. I don't know why, but I know they've been there for years and years. And and that was in Tryon, North Carolina, which is very wealthy. And so if you got a banks in a wealthy town, horse country, megabucks, Asheville area, what the hell's going on? But I will say that my experience at Truist was I go in there and there was no money. And then the poor employees who I've talked to since said, oh, that was a horrible day. And it was on a Friday, and it was like the first of the month, and they didn't have any cash, and they were having problems getting cash. And then also I'm hearing tremendous amount of complaints of people, business people and individuals. My sister, for example, my sister does very well. She doesn't trust the banks, and we've talked about this, and she is gone in to get larger sums of money, $3, $5, $10,000. And it was an act of Congress. Well, we don't have it today. You got to come back. What are you doing with this money? Why aren't you do this? Da, 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 da. Use debit card, blah, blah, blah. They just don't have the money. And then recently, it was brought to my attention that my good old friends, ha, 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 a Bank of America, who closed down a little account I had, it wasn't big, because I was getting cryptocurrency. And I know that because the bank manager and I had a conversation what I was doing with my, how was I handling my account, and if I needed a loan and all this stuff. No, no, no. And I said, I just used it to buy some cryptocurrency. Boom. 2 days later, I get a letter in the mail. Your account's closed. So Bank of America is having the same problems, and they're cutting back on personnel. Now you go into these banks now, you walk in, you're going to see there's not all these lending agents. There's not all these tellers. There's not all these customer service agents like there used to be. You got to stand in line. You got to make appointments. They're just not there. And I think, and for sure, absolutely, I'm with you 100%. There's a plan. There is absolutely no doubt about it that the current system is imploding. The Federal Reserve has been shut down. The IRS has been boarded up. You have got when Trump was in office, he did a lot of things with the Treasury Department, with Manchin, and they were really, really focused on, okay, how are we going to help this economy? And then it all changed going back from the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve is not, of course, was a private banking institution that most people didn't know anything about. But it's a change, and changes are coming. And the economy and this inflation, they're going to implode the economy, and Trump's letting them do it. And I'm of the opinion, my personal opinion, Donald Trump, devolution is real. He's not going away. And from what I understand, he was just down the road from me not long, just the other day. Flew into Columbia to meet with the governor and announce his candidacy for president in South Carolina, because we're first, to do in the nation, first in the nation for primaries. And so it's a very important state. And I understand from a lot of people, I didn't see it myself personally, but he flew on Air Force One. You don't fly in the Air Force One of any Air Force if you're not the president. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. So I believe there's a plan. There has been a plan. There are certain people out there talking, like yourself, that have been saying, I believe this is going to happen. This is happening for a reason. This is going to happen. And it's happening because we're seeing, even right now, have you heard, you're from the Fort Lauderdale area, right? Okay. Have you seen and heard that they closed down all the flights in Miami International Airport day before yesterday, the evening? And they shut all the flights in and out of Miami International, MIA. I'm a pilot. That is one of the biggest airports, business airports there is in the country. Well, anyway, they shut down these flights. And then what did they see? This was at night. Then there are Chinook helicopters And there are all these big cargo helicopters flying around, and Apaches helicopters, I'm sorry, flying around, and they're saying there's training exercises. You don't go downtown Miami in the middle of the night and have training exercises. I'm sorry. That's a BS statement. And so people, and then it's going on in Fort Bragg, it's going on in Tennessee, it's going on in Texas, it's going on in California, it's going on in New York. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. You want to know why? Because it's happening, folks. It's not BS. It's happening. And everything that's going on with our financial institutions, with our political, what you're seeing on TV, it's political theater. It's theater. It's absolute theater.
Yeah, no question about it. What did you make of the debt clock? Did you see this? Dollar to gold ratio, 0. Ain't moving. And they got an asterisk next to it, folks. They got an asterisk, a red asterisk. I could see if it was a glitch. But what the hell is the asterisk doing there? Same thing with silver. Same thing with oil. Gold, silver, oil, gold. There's an asterisk, and it's 0. Yep. And then you go down to the crypto. Obviously, they still call it crypto because that's exactly where they want all you guys. They want you in the crypt, 6 feet under. Okay, remember when that boogeyman rolled into town? Everybody had to stay 6 feet apart because they want you 6 feet under. Remember them putting a thermometer to your head because that's where they want to implant the chip. Folks, it's all psychological. Think about this for a second. Crypto, okay? They want you in the crypt, and that number is stuck. That doesn't change also. That number is now stuck at 9,589, which is a very symbolic number when it comes to numerology. So if you're out there lying, please tell us what 589 means, okay? 9,589. It's shaded. It doesn't move. It's stuck there. Is that maybe the price they're going to start out with XRP? Who the hell knows, man? But there's literally so many anomalies that's got me scratching my head. You know, I said in the last few podcasts, I shaved my head for the occasion for this, storm that we're in. At least I want to look good while I'm in the storm. It's like, hey, Mel's in the storm, but he's got no hair to worry about, right?
Mel, you look always good, and see, I'm trying to grow back, keep my hair. Now, if you can't want to grow your hair back, I got some collagen recommendations. But however, but you look good bald. My wife says I looked really adorable bald, and I says I don't care. I want my hair back. But anyway, at this age, I'm glad to have what I have. And but you know what, Mel, you're right, and there's so much. They are telling us, and if you once you're awake, you cannot help but see these things, these anomalies, these issues, these symbols, the symbolism will be their downfall. We've heard that many times in the truth movement. It is absolutely correct. It is absolutely correct. They have got to show you and tell you what they're getting ready to do. And they're so proud of it. And I guess they figure that if we know about it, then, and when it happens, then, it was our fault because we didn't do anything to prevent it. That's, right. Some of the things that I hear. But, and I think please, anybody who is out there who's going to give debt forgiveness to anybody, I have a little bit. I'd like to have you come talk to me. But I will say, I've heard people that through other people, I haven't actually talked to them, that they are hearing that there are people that are having debt forgiveness on mortgages, and credit cards, especially credit cards. And that's a great thing because everybody is having to live on the daggum things now. Yeah.
So there's quite a few people that have been on my show already, like about a half a dozen or so. There's about 3 dozen that don't want to come on the show, unfortunately, because they don't want to be on camera. They want to lay low.
Yeah,
I can understand why people could be afraid. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I got my good friend Autumn, who's one of my first heavy duty women who stepped up to the plate and went in real hard with XRP. She sold her business. She said, "Man, I believe in this XRP thing. I'm all in." And I won't tell you how much she bought, but it was quite a bit. And my biggest customers are all women. You go figure. I have no idea why.
Because you're so adorable. They can't help themselves. They can't help themselves.
You know,
I'm not hitting on you, Mel.
Yeah.
We don't want the rumors to fly. I'm not hitting on you, buddy. But
right? That's all
you just, when you're a handsome dude, you just need to leverage your assets. So,
but yeah, so I got plenty of them coming back. I got a few of them coming back for a second time because they've had more credit card forgiveness. I mean, I did Mitch and the wife and his daughter not too long ago over in I forget now where, Indiana, and they have like 5 major credit card bills. And the wife, while we were on the show, she turned around and goes, "Yeah, we got more coming, So we got another 5 credit card debt forgiveness that are on the way. So
what they're going to do, Mel, what they got to do, they have to do it. And it's like everybody I've heard, when is something going to happen? Well, folks, it's happening now. And it's been happening behind the scenes for quite a while. Yeah. There's things you're not ever going to see or hear about. And even when I worked in DC as a consultant and we're in our nonprofit work and everything, as a grassroots advocate, health advocate, I knew that there were things that were happening behind the scenes. And I was part of some of the things to help my organization for funding and for public health policy changes. So they're not going to tell you, oh, we were wrong and we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And it's got to be put out, dripped out, literally dripped out little by little, so people are not so overwhelmed so they can't handle it. I would love to handle having somebody say, well, you're $5,000 worth of credit cards, and I don't have that much, thank the Lord, but I would love to see that just go away, because all my life, I've had to struggle because of my health issues and problems. I've struggled with to make sure, things are going good. And all of a sudden, here comes another health problem. Here comes the bills. Here comes the credit card. We got to do this. And it's a real struggle. And then when you start looking at all the interest and everything that people pay, and then you're trying to get ahead, it's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah. They got their hand in your pocket everywhere you turn. It's ridiculous. I mean, the system is broken. It's extremely broken. The system is no longer sustainable. We know that.
You think about this, and I'll be honest. You think about this. King George, the British, and the taxation with that representation and everything. What do you think we got now? Oh my God. It's worse than when he was around, when we were fighting for our independence. We still really, and I think after the Civil War, they hogtied us again because we were broke. We didn't have any money. And so in 1871, we got screwed once again with the central banks coming in. Andrew Jackson helped take care of them. And then here they come back in the early 1900s, was 1913. And here we go again. And look at the mess we're in. And we don't have any freedom. They are having, and people think to be enslaved, you don't have to be in chains and leg irons. Financial enslavement is god awful.
Very
it's
real.
Like cancer. It's like my cancer. It was painful, very painful.
Yeah, and it's very real, and it's in your face. And unless we keep pounding the drum, letting them know, hey, we want the new system. We want NESARA-GESARA. We want debt forgiveness. We want the new world. We want the bad guys to go away down to the, Gitmo and be dealt with, every single one of them. See, I was just talking to another lady that just came at me. I won't mention her name. Really wonderful lady. Unfortunately, she lost her husband and her son recently. So she's left all alone. And she said, hey, I got all this money. What would you suggest I do? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, based on what I know, where things are as far as the forecast that's coming, that's headed our way, I basically gave her some financial advice, even though I'm not a financial advisor. But then again, why would you hire your financial advisor? It's not like they went to school to learn digital assets and they got a PhD in the stuff. They don't. Okay. So the average financial advisor out there, I can assure you, probably doesn't even own the assets. Okay.
You're exactly right.
We are more qualified than they are to talk about the subject, but because we don't have that stupid diploma, because we didn't go to the University of Matrix, You know what I mean? We're not allowed to talk about it. It's ridiculous. But anyway,
you're exactly right, because it's all about, they have to be good salespeople, and they have to be able to pressure you in a way that you don't feel pressured, that you're going to help make that decision. I mean, it's like buying a timeshare. My sister used to sell timeshares, and she said there was a real trick at it.
Right.
And it's the same thing with this. You know, these stockbrokers years ago, they made a fortune, and all they do is churn, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. And now technology has allowed us to have, you know, some of that go by the wayside. But however, there's still horror stories out there.
Oh, absolutely. So anyway, she lost her husband with that thing that we're not allowed to talk about. Yeah. So if we take this thing off the rails, there's probably going to be a message saying, go over to Rumble, do that, because this is going to get very interesting. He's got some stories that we can't talk about here, because some people out there think they own, you know, the freedom of speech. You don't. We're going to deal with you too. Believe me, we will deal with you too. And the time will come, and everybody's going to have to pay the fiddler. She basically told me, this lady, now we're going to take it off the rails. Okay?
Good. I like that.
So go over to Rumble. Okay? Now we're going to take it off the rails.